Hi guys, today I'm going to be teaching you how to do the first 3 steps on using the 3D printer. How to turn it on, how to preheat the 3D printer, and how to unload and reload the filament, which is the plastic part here. Stay tuned to learn how to do all of those things. The first step would be to turn the printer on. On the back of the printer, there is an on and off switch. Right by the cord here, I can't turn it around all the way or I'll unplug it, but right by the cord there is a switch. You just turn that on and then the printer will turn on. You know that it's working if this ring around the knob is lit up. And so now we will wait for it to turn on. When the 3D printer is turned on, you will see these options. So the first option is print, the second option is filament, the third option is preheat. Then you have your settings, the extruder, and information. The extruder is magnetized to the back of the printer itself, so it does come off. This part right here gets extremely hot when it's heated up, and this is where your filament connects in, which is this right here. So I'm gonna connect that back in. You shouldn't have to worry about that or undoing that unless something goes wrong. So the first thing you're gonna want to do is preheat the 3D printer so that way you don't have to wait while you're printing. So this knob right here is how you're going to do all of your options. So I'm gonna scroll over twice till I'm on top of the preheat, and then I'm gonna click on preheat. As you can see, it's thinking, and it will say that it's 20 degrees out of 180. So once you are all the way up to 180 degrees, you are then ready to print or change your filament. This does have to be preheated in order for you to change the filament color. Once the object is heated up, what you then are going to go over to where it says filament, and you are gonna press on filament. Anytime you want to change the color, you have to do this process or else it won't work. And you cannot just rip this part out. You can slide the plastic part up a little bit so you can see the color extruding, but you cannot just rip this part out. You have to unload it properly. So again, I'll go back. I'm gonna go to filament, and then I'm going to hit unload filament. You will hear that noise, and as you can see, it looks like our extruder was not heated up all of the way. So it says it is at 145 degrees Celsius and it needs to get to 215. So we will wait until 215 and then we will see it starting to unload. So as you can see, the filament just kind of shot itself out, and now you're gonna wait until you hear it starting to unwind like this, and you can gently pull it out that way. It will make that sound when it's done, and you can make sure that you can fully release the filament on its own. So it says unloading complete. It's now safe to remove the filament like I just did, and then you're just gonna hit continue. The way to take it out of the machine is there are 2 clasps right here that bend in. What you're gonna do is you're gonna hold those in, and you're gonna pull this out. It's kind of like a reel. As you pull it out, the green is gonna come out of the tube, and you're gonna pull it all the way out. Then you can just wrap it up nicely and go ahead and put it back on the side and pick your new color. Once you've selected the new color you want, take that reel and find a loose end. So you will look around and you should be able to find where that filament starts. So you're gonna get that loose end, and then you want the side that has the filament showing. On the other side it's just black, but on this side it has little parts that show you where the filament is coming into. You're gonna then put that into its little spot that you took the other color out of. Then you are going to take whatever color filament you're working on, and you're gonna feed it through this plastic tube. So I'm just gonna push it through until I see it coming out the other end. And this is easy to see because it's a little bit see-through. You'll see when the color is starting to come. So you can just push it. Keep pushing it through. You're gonna have to turn the wheel to get a little bit more. And then you should have enough that you can see some coming out, and then you're going to place it in the top of the extruder. Do not jam it in there. Push it as far down as you possibly can, and then let go. The same spot that we were on under filament, where we unloaded the filament, is the same process to load the filament. So I'm just gonna rotate the knob one time, and I'm gonna press load filament. So it says that the extruder cooling, your extruder cools down if the printer stays idle for a few minutes. That's for overheating. So we'll just hit OK. And now, as you can see, it cooled down a little bit like it told us, so it's going to have to reheat again. That's a safety mechanism, so that way it's never on for too long and heated up for too hot. So in a couple of minutes, you are going to see this piece start feeding plastic into the extruder once it heats up. I like to sometimes just give it a little tiny push down to make sure that it is properly going into the object. As you can see, you can hear it and see it being pushed down. Then, as you look down below, hopefully it will show it, you're going to see around right here some filament extruding. So we had green in there before. I'm gonna let it run all the way through the cycle so that way it gets rid of all of the green and make sure that the blue is in process. So as you can see, it looks like it's changing to the color blue. I just usually wait until that is completely done and it stops on its own. So in about less than 1 minute, probably like 30 seconds, it will stop and you should be good to go. And as you can see at the top, it is spinning the wheel to get more filament to put into the plastic part, which is coming out of the bottom. Whenever you hear that noise, that means that something has completed the process. So whether you're printing or loading filament, it always makes that noise. If for some reason this got jammed and is not working, you might have to restart the filament loading and make sure that everything is in the correct process. But since we see that we had the green at the beginning and it turned to blue, and by the end it was just plain blue, we can go back to the main menu. And then I like to just go back and be at my main screen again. Thank you so much for watching how to turn on, preheat, and load/unload the filament. Tune in next time so you can see how to print a pre-loaded 3D printed object that is loaded into this little USB here. Bye, thank you.